In case anybody's been wondering what I've been up to lately, I've been hustling all summer, so I haven't really been making any videos. It's that time of year where you just gotta get things done, and I guess I just didn't have time. Did manage to get my daughter over here, which was important, and things like that. So, currently, I've been working on this fence over here I'm about to show you, and it's almost 3 years in the making. It's been a while. I've cut numerous posts, I've cleared the path, friends and family have both helped out. It's been quite the endeavor. Borrowed some implements to help get it done, and currently it is fall in northern Michigan, and you know, I can't really complain. The weather's good, I'm able to work on things, and it's just beautiful out. But once again, you know, winter's just right around the corner, so well, put a lot of pressure on myself to get things done. And my theory in life, if you want something done, first of all, you already know if you're gonna do it right, you gotta do it yourself. Second of all, really nobody else is gonna do it for you. You kind of just gotta do it. Sure, people will help out here and there, and you can ask for help, but at the end of the day, it's on you. So I'm gonna show you the fence I'm working on, and it's a little bit dynamic. This is the posts that I'm putting in the ground. Behind it, you can see one of those plastic temporary posts that you can buy at Tractor Supply, which I did, and some animals came through, and some wild animals, not sure if they were deer or what they were, and broke it. These right here, temporary posts, they seem to do better. I haven't had any of those break yet. Maybe they're stronger, I'm not sure. They are, I believe, fiberglass with little plastic things on there to hold it. The other one I just showed you, it's a little bit more square looking, and they come in different colors, white, black, purple. Those, the things that hold the wire, also tend to break when something runs into it. So no problems with these yet, but that is not the focus. I've been putting these in the ground, and I sourced my posts locally. This one literally fell down over here somewhere into this other tree. It was quite the sight to see, but I cut that one up, and this is where it is. And this is what I mean by dynamic. It's not super straight. It sort of curves off and goes around, and it's quite pretty much has its own path. And this trail was already here, but it was not as clear as it is now. I had to work really hard on it to get it cleared out. And you can kind of see the post, perhaps. I'm not sure if the light's screwing with it, but you step behind this tree again. You can kind of see the post going up the trail there and then back around, and it just kind of wanders off back to the house. But you know, some of the posts aren't super straight. The fence line isn't exact. The reason I wasn't too worried about the fence line being perfect is basically vehicles are going to be driving down this path to get to the wedding venue, or at least that's the goal. And so I had to make sure I had enough room for maybe like a box truck or something like that to drive through. And then, you know, just think about sweet old grandma that maybe has a pretty heavy prescription of glasses trying to drive down there to get to the wedding venue. Make sure she's not running into anything too. You know, and nothing's perfect, but that's generally the idea. Going back this other direction where I just came from, you can see the fence posts basically go that way, but I have one shooting off and around to get around this tree because, well, there just wasn't a lot of room here, and I didn't want my fence running along the side of this tree here. I didn't think it would work out well, so I went around it. You know, I'll also freely admit that some of these posts I intentionally put on this side are bigger, thicker, and more interesting looking. And the idea behind that is when somebody drives down to the wedding venue, they can see some pretty interesting posts, and might be a little bit of a conversational piece. I kind of envision having maybe a feeder down here for the cows to come down and eat, sort of something interesting to look at while people drive by to the wedding venue. I might intentionally throw some feed out or some hay, just to get the cows out here. And the cows I plan on having are going to be the Scottish Highlands, so it should be pretty cool. Now you'll notice some of these posts are way taller than the others. This is a good example. I will come back and cut them to the proper height. The way I do that's kind of simple yet interesting. Might be a different video for that one, but as you can see, I'm kind of just walking around, and the fence sort of just follows this interesting path. Keep in mind, guys, this path right here was, you could barely get a Jeep through it at some point. I came through and just scraped it and railed it. So here's another broken post. It's black. There's about 4 or 5 of them back here that just got annihilated. I don't know if it was a group of deer that came through, or perhaps bears. Bears live up here too. This is one of my old posts that already had the plastic attachments on there to hold the fence, and they're really simple design. I like them. They work. Just throw the fence wire in there and then shut it down. Anytime you want to replace the fence, you know, you just basically pop the wires out and go. And then this is a good example here. This one's missing, and that's fine. You can literally just take a stick or something and poke it in there, or a nail or whatever, and it works fine. There's probably cheaper options out there. I might do some research before I start purchasing. This probably won't get completely put together till spring of next year. So I've got the rest of winter to save up some money for wire and all the hardware. So this is a really thick post, and then this is a really thick post. There's gonna be a gate here at some point, and it should open towards me. And the idea is you drive up to the gate so you can continue driving along this path. The idea with that gate is dual purpose here. So I should be able to drive on this side. I've been able to do it with a Jeep. I should be able to get on that side if I need to with a four-wheeler, maybe a dirt bike, or just walk it if I have to. There are spots in the fence that I can't quite get through it with a four-wheeler, maybe a dirt bike. But generally speaking, that's the idea, is I would like to have it cleared out. And it's just a small section where I can't do it. So eventually one day I'll clear that out so I can drive on both sides. Is it 100% necessary? No, not really. I could turn the fence off, drive down this one side, and be able to repair whatever needs to be repaired. You know, if a tree fell on it, or maybe a post just isn't good anymore, I gotta replace it. But as far as the fence is concerned and the gate, from the house you drive down this path and or you come from that trail off to my left here and you're checking the fence line, and then you get to that down there. Sorry for the shakiness. You get to that down there, and that'll be the gate, and then it opens this way, and then you drive through, obviously shut the gate, keep the animals in, and then you'll be on the outside of the fence, and you'll be able to continue checking the fence all the way up to the house. I don't have enough room on this side to drive anything, so generally speaking, it's just one side that you'll be driving on to check it. But you do want to try to keep a little bit of stuff cleared away from it on both sides. That way things just aren't really growing into it and making a mess. So this is kind of a corner spot here. It's a big, thicker post. You know, I just sourced locally, and some of them are just interesting, like this one here. And it'll work just fine. Will it work forever? No. Will it work for as long as I need it to? Well, yeah. You know, it's probably 200 to 300 posts in here. My numbers are definitely off. Last time I calculated 300. I think it was less than that technically, but it's coming along. I didn't count the posts to see how many I put in, but it is quite a few. And that's the cool part. So as you have one or two that go bad, that's fine. You just take a minute, replace it as you go, and that's it. And this is how I've been doing it. Just like my grandfather, Herbert Weed, taught me. And pretty much just kick dirt in there. There's nothing special. And you tamp it down. And I'll do a better tamping without the camera, but then you just keep doing that. I like to use this one because it's got a little curve to it. You can sort of wrap around the post when you need to get to the back side. Sometimes it's advantageous. And then on one side it's smaller than the other side. That way when you get towards the top and you don't have to work your way around the post, you can get a little bit more done with the bigger side. And you pretty much just do your best to straighten them out. And those have not been put in yet, but I kind of straightened them, kicked a little dirt in after I set them in the ground. And these have been straightened and tamped to the best of my ability. Keep in mind some of the posts are pretty awkward. This one's a good example. It's just curvaceous. And you know, they have a little bit of mold on them. Some of them do. Whatever that is, mold, mushrooms, an indicator that the post is starting to rot. I do plan on coming back and doing some treatment for them and trying to preserve them a little bit. That might be a trade secret.